Hi, everyone. If you're here, it's because you want to learn how to play daily fantasy sports on Draftkings. Maybe you've played season-long fantasy games with friends before, but DFS, daily fantasy sports, is a little bit different. Hi, I'm Sweet Lou. I'm a retired sports writer. Some may call me a fantasy expert. I've taken down three major DraftKings contests in the last 5 years. A lot of fun. Actually, DFS in general is a lot of fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. And you're going to catch me looking down at some of my notes because this is going to be a pretty intensive video. And I want to make sure I don't miss anything. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking down at my notes. We're going to go into detail over everything on DraftKings. We're going to concentrate primarily, though, on the most popular contests. The ones that don't cost a lot to get in, have tens to hundreds of thousands of people in it, but can give out lucrative prices, including as much as $1 million for winning one contest. That's actually a pretty good payout, I would say. A good way to turn $3 or $20 or $25 into life-changing money. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I am going to share my DraftKings screen. Yes, I got that right. And that way we can talk about what's going to go on. I imagine if you're here now, it's because you have already signed up for a DraftKings account. If you haven't, stop the video, go sign up. It doesn't cost anything to sign up. It's going to cost you money if you want to, if you want to play money games, although there's also plenty of free ones. But go and do that and come back to the video. Now, this is what the main screen is going to look like once you have an account and once you sign on a computer, a tablet, an iPad are going to be pretty similar. It is going to be different on your cell phone. So I would suggest that at least at first, when you're going through this video, you familiarize yourself where everything is. So as you can see my screen, hopefully you can see, I got my little cursor right here. Whenever you sign in, they're going to take you to the lobby. That's this. And basically, these are featured games or games that are coming up fairly quick that they want people to join. Now, I said we were going to go to the most popular games, the ones that have the most people with the highest payout, and that's what we're going to do. If you look up here where again, the cursor's here where you see featured, you've got all the different sports, NFL, NBA, all the way down. You even have esports for the people that are into that. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to go to NFL. Once you get into the NFL, you've got so many different types of things, but we're going to keep it at all. What we're going to concentrate it on right now is going to be a classic contest. Classic basically means you're going to have a full lineup, and it is for more than one game. It's going to be for a pretty good slate of games. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Sunday at 1 p.m. Those going to be a 10-game slate. So if you go to Sunday, and I'm going to move it up a little bit, move up my screen. So if you look at Sunday, this is where the most lucrative prizes are. It's when you've got the Sunday NFL games. There's, a lot for other ones. Like, for example, this is going to encompass all the 1 o'clock games and all the 4 o'clock, 4:25 games. So I know this is kind of overbearing when you first start this, but trust me when I tell you, after you've done it a few times, you are going to fly through this website, and it's not going to take long. So they're always going to put, or most of the time, they're going to put the one that they're really promoting, which in this one is the NFL 2.75 million fantasy football millionaire, classic style as we spoke. Entry fee is $20. Total prizes are $2,750,000. Now, if you click on total prizes, it'll give you the breakdown. As you can see there, first place is 1 million. Not bad for a $20 entry, if obviously if you can get it. Now we're going to try to get out of this page. Now we have a pop-up here that I'm trying to get rid of. Let me refresh the page. I apologize for that. I'll just take a second. So what you can do here, once you get back to the main page, it's going to stay on the same page. You see style, classic, that's what we talked about. You can also see what the cheapest and most expensive games to enter are. So if you hit entry fee, you've got free games that are giving away money. Always check that, even if you're playing for, a dollar, if you don't want to play for anything, it doesn't hurt anything to get into a free game. For example, this $5,000 game. Hopefully I don't get that pop up again. If you hit on it, first place is 500 and there's no entry fee. Now, having said that, if we go back to that site and then you hit the entry fee again, this is going to go from the most expensive down. So most expensive contests on DraftKings are 26,200. Obviously, that's a little bit out of my reach. So now we go to total prizes. You've got a bunch of free games with zero in total prices. Those are just for fun. And if you hit it again, total prizes, there it is. There's a $2,750,000 one. So that's what we're going to go into right now. Also, right here, you see 13,600 entries so far for this game, and they want to have a total of 161,700. None of this stuff's going to matter much to you as we go on. Like I said, you're going to learn how to fly. So if you hit enter on that, don't worry, it's not going to take any money out of your account, not until you fill out a lineup. So basically, here's what we have. If you look over here on the left side, you've got all the players right now. You've got the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and so on. Or if you just want a full list of them all combined. Now, next to each player, you're going to see a salary. For example, the most expensive player on this slate is wide receiver Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. Now, if you go over to this side, this is where you're going to fill in your team for regular classic slates for DraftKings for football. You're going to have one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, which can be any position other than quarterback or defense, and then a defense and special teams. Now, let me take a look real quick before we go on. Full contest details right here. If you hit on that, again, once again, that is the prize structure. But I want to go to rules and scoring real quick. And this is pretty basic to, or pretty comparable to most basic fantasy leagues. A passing touchdown is going to be 4 points. DraftKings gives you 25 or 1 point for 25 passing yards, a bonus of 300, and then you can see pretty much anything. Touchdowns, receiving or running are 6 points. And then on defense, you've got on the right side, sack a point, interception 2 points. Shutout is 10 points, 1 to 6 points allowed, so on and so forth. So you can always go back on that by hitting full contest details. So now we go over here, right here. This is where you're going to put in your players. If you notice up here on the right, $50,000 is the maximum you're allowed to spend, and it gives you an average for each player. Right now, we haven't picked anybody, so it's 55-55. As I mentioned before, all the players on DraftKings have a set price to them. It basically is, or it's based on what their performance has been like so far this year. So the ones that have been the better fantasy players are going to be priced higher. So a couple of other things on here. If you're not sure about a player and you want to do some research right on the site, you see FFPG right here. That is fantasy points per game. If you click on it, it's going to give you the lowest. And if you click on it again, these are the players that have averaged the most fantasy points per game. Surprisingly, Baker Mayfield leads the way at almost 25 points per game. Then right next to it on here, you have the opponent rank. So what that means is Baker Mayfield's a quarterback, and he is playing against the 11th best quarterback defense in fantasy. Saquon Barkley, Philadelphia, is playing Dallas. Dallas, terrible running defense this week for fantasy. They are 29th out of 32 teams. So now we go back to just basic salary structure. And now let's say that you start to make your lineup and you're going to pick running, you want Bijan Robinson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons. You would take Bijan, put him there. It's 7,700. this right here tells you how much you have left and the average remaining salary. Let's just for fun, let's just pick out a full lineup where Bills defense, let's say quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Right, you need two running backs, so we'll scroll down, make sure the salary fits, and go with Rashad White of Tampa Bay, wide receiver Michael Pittman of Indianapolis. Scroll down a little bit. We don't want to go over the salary. Wide receiver Zay Jones of Arizona, wide receiver Trey Palmer of Tampa Bay. Then you're going to pick a tight end. So you're getting the hang of it here, Hayden Hurst. And then you got 10,200 left for a flex player. So, just for this, we're going to go to the highest price player, which was Justin Jefferson. Now, once you've got your lineup filled out, you can see right here, it tells you got remaining salary of 1,400. If you want to, you can go back and try to upgrade one of your players or make some changes. Now, once you're set on your lineup, you can hit enter, which this is a $20 contest. We're not going to do that right now because that's not a lineup I want. You are able to change your lineup in NFL contests up until the time set for kickoff for each player. So let's say Patrick Mahomes plays at 1 o'clock, then you've got till 12:59 to change Patrick Mahomes. Let's say Trey Palmer plays at 4:15, you get to 4:14, and so on and so forth. And then once you're done with the team and you've got your lineup and everything is set, you can later on go into contests and they'll tell you how we're doing. But now we're going to go back to lobby. Hopefully that was easy enough. Yes, I'm going to leave the site because I don't want to use that lineup. We're going to go back to the lobby. So if you stay through to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a couple of tips that may help you get a little bit of an edge. And even better, I am going to tell you how you can get $100 put into your Draftkings account. That's if you stay till the end of the video. Now, we're back at the main lobby. We're going to go through these things. So lobby, that's where we're at right now. Now, if you hit lineups, right now I have one golf lineup. Yes, I do play PGA and I've done very well at it. PGA goes over 4 days, not just one. So it will give you the live lineup. If I hit live right now, it's an upcoming. I have none. And there is my lineup for today's PGA. And now we're getting a pop-up that we're going to take out of there. Don't really want to go to a sports zone. Right next to that, you have contests, as I mentioned. You can go once you get done. Leagues, we're not going to worry about. Pools, neither. Social, neither. Rewards. Every time you play on DraftKings, you are going to get awarded, if it's a paid game, crowns. Like right now, I have 484 crowns. I've cashed them in. You can cash those in either for merchandise or to free entries in the game. And then promotions, there's special games that they have. They'll have 2 or 3 every day, and it's just some other little thing. Usually they come up. If I go back to lobby right now, you'll see some of the promotions up. Usually right here, like you got football promotion, another one. It's actually all 3 of them are. This is a college football pick'em. Want to point out, this is not a video to tell you how to win on DraftKings. It's simply telling you how to play. Now, if you do want to learn how to win, I do have right now for football season, every Saturday, free picks, my favorite picks for college football, and every Sunday, my favorite picks for the NFL. You can find those on the playlist on my channel, Sweet Loose Sports. And also I have my sports thought of the day. And once you're a sports writer, your wheels are always turning and you become very opinionated. So I mentioned you go to contest leagues, we're not going to mention. So we are at NFL right now, but you can click on any of these. You have NBA, you have NHL, you have college football, MMA, as I mentioned before. Now, if we scroll down, I mentioned that game styles right here. You can also go a little bit down and you've got all the games listed here. If you want to hit just their feature games, those are usually the higher priced games or the games with the highest payouts. In fantasy football, they are called, you're looking, especially when you're first starting, you want to get into what's known as guaranteed prize payout. So let me go back to football 10. So right here, this is a 2,750,000. This is $1 million first place thing. And it's wanting 161,700 people. And it's got already a set price structure. What happens if only 100,000 people get in? They still have to pay out the entire price structure. So one of my tips going forward, maybe like 5 minutes before the game, you can go back and look at some of the bigger contests. If one is like, 15 to 20% away from being filled, maybe throw or think about throwing an entry in there, because now you're going to have 15 or 20% better chance of cashing in that game. Now, let me see what else we got here. Showdown, we're not going to talk about that. You can actually, showdown captain mode basically means, actually, I will touch on it. If you go on it, it's Thursday night. Tonight's NFL football game is Cincinnati and Baltimore. They actually have entries, contests for a single game, but it's done a little bit different. I went on there. So let's say we're going to go to this game. Instead of having to pick a player for every position, you get a captain, which is going to cost 1.5 times what the regular costs, but he's also going to give you 1.5 points. And the other 5 players can be anything from defense to quarterbacks. It doesn't really matter. Now, let me go back to the lobby, because there's one other thing that I wanted to touch on right now. If you go to create you can create a lineup. Let's go to create a lineup first. And this, I imagine, is going to take me to NFL. Yeah, you can create a lineup for any sports. If you go there, if you think you're going to be using the same lineup from different games, create it on here. Then when you go to your contest, just hit upload lineup or select lineup, already made lineup, and you'll be able to not have to put it into every game. They'll already be on there. I don't play a whole lot of duplicate lineups, although I will say one of my big payouts was when I had 2 lineups the same. Now, pre-draft rankings, if you want to take a look at what each player is ranked as far as positions, but you can do that from the main page as well. Here's an interesting thing, though. If you go to create a contest, this is a contest that you're putting on. So you can choose any sport. Let's go to NFL, since that's what we've been touching on right now. Let's go to classics, since that's what we've been touching on again. So let's say, the main slate, which is Sunday at 1 o'clock. So now, public or private? If you go to public, you can create a head-to-head matchup against anybody you want. You can create a multiplayer from 3 entrants all the way up to unlimited, I believe. Nope, to 260. I'm sorry, to 260. And you create what the entry fee is from $0 to, I believe, 26,200, but let's double check that. Nope, this one only allows you 10,600. So you can create that. Now, if you're just starting out on Draftkings, I would not do these, and I'll tell you why. At least not yet. Let's say you want to get into a 3-entry lineup and you're feeling good. So you're going to put $109. You're going to say the prize structure, winner takes all. Winner takes all on a 3-entry contest. So the winner would get, I believe, $270, if I'm not mistaken. And DraftKings always keeps their 10%. So what happens here is, yeah, chances are it will probably fill up. If it doesn't fill up, you get your funds back into your account, so that's not a problem. But there are a lot of people that do this for a living. It's not my primary source of income, but I'm pretty good. And if you're just starting out, you don't want to go into one of these contests, because these people that do this for a living have all kinds of computer algorithms and in many different ways. They'll use the same lineup in hundreds of contests, and they create hundreds of contests, hoping that the less experienced are going to try to, go in there and play. And for them, it's usually easy pickings. There's no guarantee to it, obviously, but they're going to have an edge. Now, what you can do is you can make this private. Let me see, if we go back and you make it private and you go multiplayer, Now you're gonna have a contest name. Let's say you want to invite four friends to play on here, and you have, everybody wants to put in $10. Then what you would do is go to $10, scroll down on here, and let's say it's winner takes all. You give a contest name, you share it with the people that you're inviting, and at that point, they come in there. My problem with this is that, let's say it's a $10 entry fee, and you've got $50 in the pot. Draftkings is going to take five, so instead of 50, it's going to be 45. If you trust your friends or you live near each other, here's what you can do. You can go right up to the top, make it a free game, still have a contest name, it's still public, and you guys just PayPal or pay each other, and DraftKings will track your scores and it will tell you who the winner was at the end of it, but it won't take its juice or vig or anything. It's just your money playing against it. So those are pretty much it. Let me go back to the lobby to make sure that I haven't missed anything that's pretty blatant. Oh, as I mentioned before, you've got on the left side here, you get different types. You get the featured tournaments. You've got head-to-head if you want to play head-to-head against somebody. 50-50s means that half of the players in the contest are going to get paid. Double ups means that the ones that get paid are going to get double their money. Multipliers, if I hit them multipliers, you've got let me see, this is 10,000 top 10. You can double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money, quintuple your money, or 10x. They're different types of games. I don't play them very much. And this is kind of interesting. You have satellites and qualifiers. So satellites are tickets that they're giving away to major prize contests, like multi-million. For example, let's go to this NFL King of the Desert qualifier. It's a $25 entry fee. So if we look at it and we look at the prize structure, once we get to it, let me take a look at it. Let's go to full contest detail. First place is going to be an NFL $2 million King of the Desert, but the second place is only going to be $100 and so on and so forth, because the big payout is going to be get into that major contest that they run quite a few times a year. They run it for every sport. They run many different ones. You'll learn more about that as you go on. Now, last thing I have is I promised I would give you a chance of learning how to get $100 put into your DraftKings account. And this is a new part of my channel. And what I want to do is I want to make sure we get 100 subscribers on here. And the minute we get 100 subscribers for this video, I will give away $100 to somebody's DraftKings. So please hit like, hit subscribe, and then send me a comment. You'll see the comments on the YouTube, and tell me that you subscribed. That will immediately enter you into the contest. And when this video gets to 100 views, I will draw them up and I will let you know who won. And for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like, hit subscribe. Send anybody that's thinking about going to DraftKings or going on DraftKings to the video. And I hope you guys enjoy your DFS life. And I hope you win some money along the way. Again, if you want my tips, you can go to my channel, go to my playlist, and on Saturday morning, sometimes Friday night, you'll see my video for college football, and on Sunday morning, you'll see my video for NFL football. Until next time, I'm Sweet Lou, and I wish you guys all kinds of luck. Take care.